The Kansas City Royals.
So now the Royals are down to their final out. And here is Jack Caglione, who is 1 for 4 on the night. Big left-handed hitter.
Off the very end of the bat, and that is the ball game. What a statement start for the Mariners today with a little bit of history sprinkled in. 12-5, the Mariners take game one.
Yeah, really tough night. They came out, the hit batter, get him going, but then 2 or 3 pitches later, it's 2-0. He does a good job to limit it in the first there, but then the third inning obviously got away from. But I think more than anything, it looked like just leaving some of the off-speed pitches in the big part of the plate, probably up more than he wanted them to be.
Does that come with the layoff a little bit?
Good morning, Kansas City. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Stephen St. John in studio with Jake Gutierrez on this Wednesday, September 17th, 2025, Wednesday Hump Day. Today on the show, we have Mike Boddicker in studio. We're going to talk to Coach Gary Barnett about a big college football weekend coming up. ESPN NFL insider Jeremy Fowler will be with us at 8:30. Matt Derrick from ChiefsDigest.com at 9:05. Mike DePasquale. Mike's got this. Mike's got picks. Nate Bucati's going to stop by for a couple of hours. So all that between now and 10 o'clock on the show today. Well, I'm glad that game didn't mean something last night between the Royals and the Mariners, because that was an ass kicking, and not the good kind. So I saw somebody promote, or somebody from the Royals, I think might have been Jake Eisenberg. I mean, he's got to do what he's got to do. He's part of the broadcast crew. Before the game, tweeted out, I think it was improbable but not impossible. See you at the ballpark. Well, Jake, I'm going to say impossible. I'm gonna choose that word. Sorry. I don't mean to be negative, but, and I love baseball, and I love the Royals, but this season needs to come to a merciful end.
There was nothing merciful about last night.
Right. No, that was that was ugly. That was bad. 12-5, the Mariners. That was a statement. I mean, that game was over so fast. So yeah. And again, look. I mean, before you could even sit down and get yourself ready, it was 2-0. Then it was 3-0. And then after 3, it was 7-0. And then it was 9-0. So yeah, Royals added some runs, but Michael Wacha got destroyed. 2 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs. But the positive, one of the main positives, I don't know what other positives you're going to take away, but Royals rookie catcher, Park Hill High School product, Carter Jensen, hit not only one but 2 home runs, his first 2 Major League home runs. Goes 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored, 3 ribbies, including the 2 home runs. And look, it's too far gone to get mad about anything. But I can rewind just a little bit and tell you last week, even just in the month of September, it's already September 17th, by the way, when there was this unwillingness to utilize Carter Jensen and this fascination with Luke Maile. And I'd ask, why? Well, I said it on the show. Now that Carter Jensen's up, there should not be a day where Maile's in the lineup. Carter Jensen has earned his spot, and look, you need the upside in this lineup. This lineup is not good. It's not good enough. It's very bad. If you're looking at, and this is what you should look at, runs scored. They are nowhere near good enough. That is what is keeping them out of the playoffs this year. The inability to score enough runs. And all I said was, look, stop jacking around with these guys that have shown that they're not quite good enough. And at the very least, let's see some guys with some upside that can maybe provide a spark or some juice. And if you're wondering, why does he want Carter Jensen in the lineup instead of Luke Maile? Last night's a good example. And look, would that have made the difference in the making the playoffs or not? No, it would not have. I just thought once you called up Caglione and Jensen, just play him. Because there's just nobody that's roadblocking them that's good enough to keep them on the bench. And I know that there's not a path to everyday playing time for Carter Jensen, but it was just very frustrating once he was called up to see. And I have nothing against Luke Maile. He's probably a great person and a awesome team member and teammate and great in the locker room and probably fun to go to the movies with. I can say all kinds of great stuff about him, I'm sure, if I got to know him. But I wanted Carter Jensen in the lineup for that.
He's not the possible future catcher.
Right. But he doesn't have the upside.
Right, that's what I mean. Like, Carter Jensen might be the next guy after Salvi.
But he raked at AAA. But he also hit at a level that suggested he could help the lineup right now.
Absolutely.
And just in some spots. And there was just this reluctance, or stubbornness or whatever. And we've seen that, Nobody's perfect. And sometimes managers have this reliance or fall in love with certain players, and we don't see it. We don't understand it. We're not in the clubhouse. We're not privy to everything, but that's why. That's why. Last night's why. All right? And as you can see, even when Carter Jensen goes off and hit two home runs, that wasn't nearly enough. Because the pitching was garbage. But the Royals lose 12-5. And I don't, Lebo, your 83 win total, deep trouble. And now the Royals have fallen under 500. And again, it's just, season's almost over. It was a fun season. It was a good season. You'd love to see him finish above 500. I mean, I think it's meaningful to have a winning record this year, but it's still hard to wrap my head around the fact that on that Friday night when the Chiefs were playing in Brazil, God, things have gone downhill since then. And again, thank goodness the Missouri football Tigers have kept me above water
Downhill's to put it lightly. I mean, that's like fell off a cliff.
Well, I'm telling you, and I'm not saying this because but that I'm sitting there in Columbia, and I really can't imagine my feelings on sports if Missouri would have lost a game, or if they would have. For me, it would have made you happy, but like I've seen now, after sitting in my friend's basement with a great group of people watching the game, at that moment in time when the Royals got the win, and I shouted, "The Royals are only a game out," we still thought the Chiefs were going to beat the Chargers right there. And then we thought we were going to go see Mizzou win against Kansas the next day. We saw that. That was good. But since then, since us declaring only one game out, now there's 7 games out. And Xavier Worthy's hurt, and the Chiefs haven't won a game yet. So, yeah. Things did kind of hit a wall, didn't they? That was quick. I knew that. I mean, when they got into a game, like, hey, they got a real shot here. They got a chance. Boy, they didn't last long though. They didn't want you to. They wanted you to know real quick. No.
Yeah, it wasn't a tease.
It's over.
They weren't teasing.
No. No, this thing's over. So. I'm still waiting for the first Chiefs win. We'll see that hopefully Sunday night against the New York Giants. But let's have some positivity. How about that? And again, congrats to Carter Jensen for hitting a couple of home runs. That's awesome.
It's the way to do it.
So, Jake, you bring up Mizzou football. They got a big game coming up.
Did I?
Yeah. I could read it in your eyes.
Yeah.
They got a big game coming up against South Carolina. The Gamecocks coming to town.
SEC opener.
And so I have taken a real liking to this Bo Prabula. He's a fine quarterback. And and also, and sprinkle in there, Jake, Canelo losing to Bud Crawford. So sports have not been kind to me. Although, I'm a Bud Crawford fan, but Canelo's my favorite fighter. But whatever. It was a good fight, fun fight. Yay, boxing. So stupid it started after midnight.
What's
wrong with you people?
I like it.
Well, but that's, for people in New York, it was 1 a.m. when it was starting.
Screw New York.
Yeah,
man.
well, how about people in Kansas City? It was midnight.
Yeah.
That is awful.
So you spend your Saturday, baby.
But they screwed themselves out of so many viewers by and also putting 2 awful fights on the undercard. I haven't bitched about that yet.
Yeah.
The Billy fight was great. They had 1 great fight and 2 fights featuring prospects that had no business on a card of that magnitude. No business on that card. And that's what happens when you get a couple of guys that don't know much about boxing putting the card together. That was poorly designed, poorly thought out. There's no way in God's green earth that the Fernando Vargas Jr. fight should have been the co-main event of a card of that magnitude. Trust me on that, Jake.
Yeah, I was curious about that. How's that happen?
People don't know what they're doing, think they know what they're doing. All right? People looking at records. Oh, 2 undefeated prospects. This ought to be good. No, that doesn't mean anything. That's why you have to rely on a good matchmaker that understands styles make fights and understands, like, the fight before that was fantastic.
Yeah.
You can put fights together that are good by talking or relying on the right people and utilizing their expertise. All right, I digress. Bo Prabula I sent you a clip I wanted to play because I thought you might like this, and I thought this was interesting because I dig this, man. I dig this a lot, what he said. They talked about this a little bit during the game against Louisiana, if you watched that. If you didn't, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. But Bo Pribula subscribes to a unique visualization process that he relies on to help him prepare for football games. I know, Jake, you're like I've said before, you're an outside the box thinker.
I believe in manifestation.
And I thought, and when I saw this, I did think, I think Jake might think this is interesting. And I know I did. And so this was from his press conference yesterday, speaking with the media. He talks about how he visualizes success and what he does, how he utilizes that to prepare for being the starting quarterback at Mizzou.
I think, it goes back to when I first got here, just trying to learn the offense. I would, walk through, pretty much every play in our offense with one of our offensive coaches in any way I can. And before every practice, every game, I'll walk through every play on that script in the practice, look at, what the defense is scripted and kind of visualize what that is and just going through every single progression and just kind of seeing it before it happens. So then when I'm out on the field, it's not my first time running it, in my brain. Your brain doesn't really know the difference between reality and what you're really imagining. So when I'm out there, it's really the second or third time I'm going through that, and I think that just makes everything easier. Just because I prepared like I was a starter at Penn State too, and that was really a key for me because it's all a mindset really. You have to put yourself into that, and it's made the transition to being a starter, full-time starter, a lot easier because I don't have to change anything. I've been doing that process for a couple of years now.
I dig that. What do you think about what he said? The brain doesn't know the difference.
It's true. That's why, that's what separates us from other mammals and it's our frontal lobe and the projection of an imagination, right? And we create, in both sides, on the opposite side of that, we create fears that aren't real. And our body experiences that thought as it is real. And so, he's spot on. That's why when you think about fears or you have a lot of stress in your life, it's not the stress that's currently going on in your life. It's the stress that you're projecting that's going to happen to you in the future. And that's why people have sicknesses. That's why people make themselves sick, because it's not like the stress is happening to them right there in the moment. It's something that they're projecting. And he's using that on the other side where he visualizes as something that his success, that, he walks himself through that. And then also when you get to that moment, your body has already been through it, right? So it's not like the first time you're going through it.
Does that make you like him a little bit?
No.
Yes, it does. There's nothing wrong with him.
He's quarterback in Missouri.
Yeah, but you respect him.
No, I like that approach. I respect that approach.
You should respect him.
I think.
You got to respect it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that that's your guy. Seems like he's got a great head on his shoulders.
But I think you respect the process.
Absolutely.
I think, because I just thought that was, all kidding aside, I thought that was very interesting.
I think that's kind of a trend moving forward for athletes.
It's a very intellectual, methodical approach to preparation, and I like that.
Yeah, I was fortunate when I ran track in high school. I had a really good track coach, Greg Wilson, and before our big meets, that he would, we would do a visualization process where you're imagining yourself at different parts of your race, and so I think that it's extremely valuable and it works. I believe it works. So I think that probably is. We've seen Bo Pribula,
Bo.
Tomato.
Bosho.
Why he's had so much success in the early season.
I utilize that. You could probably think it's goofy, but like when I have, I think I'm emceeing four events coming up in the month of October, and I have I don't like to talk about this, but whatever. I have an anxiety about public speaking. And when I do tell some people that, they, like Mike Boddicker's face, he's giving me a weird look. But the two people that know it most are my son Richie and my wife, because sometimes I'll have like a really just bad anxiety about I'm going to mess this up, or I'm not going to be. And I used to have it really bad before ring announcing, really bad, especially if I knew I was going to ring announce on TV. And then I started to try to take time, like the day of, where I shut everything down and give myself, 45 minutes or an hour, where I just look at the script and I think about it, and I think about how it's going to go, and I visualize it, and I just kind of go through it in my mind, almost like like you said, a walkthrough or rehearsal, but there's nobody, there's nobody there, and it's just me in a dark room, which is odd. But then I go through it, and I think about it, and it's like and that's why when I heard him say that resonated with me. So then if I do that, then, and it's not the same, like people, they'll want me to get there early and go through a mic check or a walkthrough, and it's not the same. Okay, because then people are around, and there's still anxiety there.
You're not using your imagination.
But
it's the imagination portion.
I sit there and I do it, and I think about it, and I envision the whole program, and I go and it takes a while, but I go through it, and then if I do that, then when I get to the event in my mind, it sounds like I'm playing tricks on myself, and I am, whatever. I've already done this. I've already gone through it. I know what's going to happen, and I'm good.
And that's what he's talking about, like your body doesn't know the difference, because you doing it for real and you doing it in your mind, your physical body experiences it the exact same way. That's why they do all kinds of these tests that you can read about, like people who sit there and visualize themselves playing the piano, who've never learned the piano, and then people actually taking piano lessons. They have the same cognitive ability when they sit down in front of a piano and play the piano, which makes no sense. You think a guy who would sit in front of the piano playing it would be better than the person sitting there visualizing themselves playing
I feel like
it.
I'd have to challenge that. I'd have to look at that, but that's interesting.
Oh, I have evidence. That
but you see what I mean, though? But, like, that's why that was like, this is really interesting, because, I'm not getting out there and playing football in front of 60,000 people, but I utilize that to help me, because, man, if I don't, or if I let the anxiety kick in, my social anxiety, it's extremely difficult, And so I love that quarterback, Bo Pribula. I thought Missouri fans would enjoy listening to that, and his mental preparation and what he goes through to put himself in a position to succeed. And hopefully, Jake, he succeeds. Hopefully he's visualized beating the pants off South Carolina. How about that? I'm trying to visualize that, but I have no control over that.
Well, Vegas thinks it might happen.
Thank you. Go Vegas. We'll take a break. I visualize Mike Boddicker joining us in studio. We'll see if that happens on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Hey folks, this is Nate Bucati from my friends at Aesthetic Care, Med Spa, and Wellness. Look, they help you look great, feel great, and be your absolute best. Kansas City's premier experts in wellness services. I've been going to see them for a few years now. Now, Dr. Amy Carter, she really takes care of me, and I appreciate the fact that they do a comprehensive wellness consultation when I see her. I do a thorough blood panel. I've been able to figure out that I have some levels that are low and some levels that are high, like my cholesterol right now, which I'm getting under control as we speak. But when it comes to weight loss, hormone balance, gut health, longevity, if you're having trouble losing weight, feeling tired, if your sex drive isn't what it used to be, you got brain fog, you don't sleep well, any of these things ring a bell, then go see my friends at Aesthetic Care, Med Spa, and Wellness. You can get a thorough consultation for $99. at greatskinkc.com. That's greatskinkc.com.
Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. We're now joined by former Royals, Red Sox, Orioles, and Brewers pitcher.
Wow, you can remember all those, huh?
Mike Boddicker. I'm going to write a book about you called Mike Boddicker, The Milwaukee Years.
Children's book?
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
What's going on, Mike? How you doing?
Oh, I'm just hunky-dory.
How about this Carter Jensen with 2 home runs?
No, that was nice. That was fun to see.
Get Maley back in the
lineup. It was more impressive was watching. I mean, home runs were flying out of the K like they were in Cincinnati yet last night. It was like, whoa. Big Dumper crushed a couple of them, and the one kid, geez, Cazone, 3 of them?
I'd love to have a calzone.
Me too. I love calzones.
Like what inside?
I like a ham and cheese.
The ham and cheese is good, but you know me, I like that Shemaiga's Italian sausage.
Yeah, I like that too.
Know? See, Jake can't talk with us about enjoying things like that.
Oh, sure,
he's above it.
No, I'm not.
You like a calzone?
Yeah.
What do you want in it?
I want some beef and some peppers.
Peppers?
That's good.
Oh, peppers and onions.
That's good, too.
Oh, I'll take that, too. Yeah.
Yeah, I want peppers.
Yeah, peppers.
Oh, gotta have peppers.
Italian sausage and peppers.
Yeah.
Italian beef and peppers.
That's fine, too.
Yeah.
Where can you get an Italian beef calzone?
Probably, you make it at home.
I bet we've been getting the Shemeka's
Flour.
bratwurst.
Yeah, it's all good.
The brats. Shemeka's brats.
They make
oh,
them the
man.
best.
Everything's good. Frank Shemeka offered Jake some
Chicken
chicken
sausage.
Italian sausage. You take him up on that?
I'm going to.
You should. It's very good. It's delicious.
Don't get it stuck in your beard.
I won't.
Okay.
I have a bib for it.
Oh, by the way, I don't have a frontal lobe. You were talking about a frontal
you
lobe.
do.
No,
Yeah,
that's been gone a long time ago. No,
You
frontal,
do have a frontal
Do you
lobe.
visualize anything?
Yeah, I visualized getting into to tomorrow. That's about it.
Well,
yeah.
that's the frontal lobe.
No, there's no visual. No, I just wander around.
You're just living in fight or flight. Huh?
Yeah.
It's like a deer walking around.
Mm.
Food, sex, run.
Well,
Wow.
food.
Wow.
Food.
You're not doing any rutting?
No. A little too early yet.
He didn't hit
November.
one last night, but Salvi now has 300 home runs and 1,000 ribbies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome standing ovation.
What do you? Yeah, and that was cool.
Yeah.
The Mariners, that was classy. You know.
Yep.
Stood aside and let that happen.
Yep.
So what do you say to someone that says, "Well, his WAR's not high enough to go in the Hall of Fame," and they say in that voice, "His WAR's not high enough for the Hall of Fame."
Last year, I told you he should be a Hall of Famer.
His WAR's not high enough. They say
it just keeps getting better and better and better. What I don't understand, Steve, is lack of our production. And I look at Vinny, 30 home runs, 104 RBIs.
Yep.
I look at Salvi with 28 home runs. I look at Bobby with what he's doing. And I look at our third baseman,
Michael Garcia.
Thank you. And what he's doing. How can we not score runs? Explain that to me.
Because that's where it ends.
That's where it ends. I'm going, wow, we've got some guys with some numbers, especially in this big ballpark. I'm going, okay.
Not enough consistency, and there's holes that they've been
And
unable
they're not
to fill.
all hot at the same time. Yeah.
Boy, I went down a rabbit hole yesterday, and I was thinking about this, and I was going to bring it up on the show. Then I thought, you know what? Again, visualization, thinking about it. I thought, you know what? This sounds so stupid. But then I kept thinking about it. I thought, when has that ever stopped you before? But here's a couple of frustrating things for me.
Mm-hmm.
Following the Chiefs and the Royals the way I do.
Yeah, you're very passionate. I will give you that. Very, very passionate.
Tell Susan that.
Okay, I will. If I see Sue, I'll
maybe
tell
you know
her.
what? Maybe she'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Doubt it.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking at the. This is why. This is why, Mike. Before I go into my, whatever I'm going to say, yeah, okay. Salvi, 726 OPS. That's it. Could be better, but still he's the least of the problems in the offense. So, there are a lot of other issues.
Yeah, Salvi is Salvi. You're getting what you're getting.
Vinny's super productive, 791 OPS. Sign me up for 30 and 100 every year, and I'm
That's what
thrilled.
we're looking for, Cags. That's it.
Bobby's an 852 OPS, hell of a year. Not up to the incredible standards he set last year, but
that's
still
pretty hard to match that.
And Michael Garcia, an 812 OPS.
Career year.
But maybe that's who he is. That's
Maybe.
not,
We
that's
don't know.
not-
Yeah, we'll see.
That's not so crazy where you think, oh, he'll never be able to reach these numbers again. He could. But if he is, that's a damn fine baseball player.
Hell of a third baseman, too. Good third baseman. Going to win a Gold Glove this year.
So then I've said those, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Kyle Isbell, 655 OPS. Not good enough.
No.
Jonathan India, 670 OPS. Not good enough. Not almost.
We got him to
80,
get on base.
That's like 80 points below his career OPS.
Yeah.
Not good enough. And then the other guys they've run out there.
Yeah.
who do you want to hang your hat on?
No, there's nothing there. You're right.
But there's just such. It's like it goes from 4 solid producers to
nothing.
Am I wrong, Jake? So that's why.
That's the answer. That's the answer to the question, Mike.
That's how.
Because they're not even average. They're so far below average that those guys putting up good numbers, like you said, they're not all hot at the same time. No one can pick them up.
I mean, Mike Yastrzemski has been he's been good in a Royals uniform, but he hasn't been here long enough.
And they've been terrible with runners in scoring position. Just awful.
But you look like the guys they've rolled out there. Michael Massey. I'm going to give you OPSs from this year.
Okay.
Michael Massey, 520. Nick Lofton, 635. John Rave, 609. Mark Canna, 537. These are OPSs. 537. Hunter effing Renfroe, who got 100 at bats this year. 483 OPS. Grichuk, 500 OPS. Melendez, 321 OPS. Yeah, Woe's right.
Oh,
what is slash lines? 083, 154, 167.
Wow.
Yeah.
Woof. That's
an OPS in the
Kevin Biggio got 69 at bats of a 543 OPS. Caglione, 505 OPS. Drew Waters got 200 of bats of a 603 OPS. Have I made my point?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, and so this is how, in my warped brain,
it is warped. I will agree.
I'll make this connection. Jake, go with me here. And so after the Royals season last year, when they were eliminated by the Yankees, we all agreed offense isn't good enough. They got to upgrade the corner outfielders. Yeah. They can't go into next season with Melendez or Renfroe.
And they did.
They went into the season with Melendez and Renfroe. And I didn't think they should have either one of them. I was done with both of them.
Yeah.
And again, I understand they tried. Okay, but this is not, a rec league where we're giving out trophies for attendance. It's great that you tried to make some trades or made some contract offers, but when it was painfully obvious that those spots weren't good enough, and we all had the conversation. Man, they got to upgrade Renfroe and Melendez, and they didn't upgrade either one of them. And the one big splashy move they made was trading Singer for India, and that turned out to be not good.
Singer had a decent year, not great, but decent.
Way better than India.
Oh yeah. But he went from that little bandbox of a ballpark to a big ballpark and never made an adjustment. Never.
But I thought Singer would not have success, and I didn't think he'd have a sub-4 ERA.
He got a pretty good sinker. He got a good sinker, and that's what you need in that ballpark.
So they had these two obvious concerns that they didn't address, and then they spent the entire season chasing those two holes, and they never quite filled them. Yastrzemski was nice and everything else, but it was
chasing their tail.
It was too much, right, to overcome. When the Chiefs season was done, and in the offseason, I think we all very much agreed they have to upgrade the running back room.
Yes.
It's pretty obvious.
Oh, boy.
They have to upgrade the running back room. And there were several times, Jay, we know they're going to draft one. This is a super deep running back draft. They're going to draft one, 3rd round, 4th round, but they're going to get one because in this draft, a lot of people feel like you can get like a 2nd-round talent in the 4th round because the running backs are so deep.
Because there's so many
This is the draft. You get a guy like Cam Scatterboo in the 4th round, and he might be a 2nd-round talent. Well, this is the time. And he'd
have been a good one to get. He's a beast.
Well, there's several. The
kid
from Jacksonville, right? The kid from Virginia Tech, Tutton. I mean,
that's Tutton right there.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, yes, that's Tutton right there.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, yes, there. I have a list.
You have a list?
But there was a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
And they waited until the 7th. And I like Brashard Smith.
Yeah.
But if that's who they drafted, then guess what? Use him.
Use him. Yeah.
Show us why that was the guy that you selected in the 7th round. Okay? And so, and then, well, maybe they'll go out and sign a guy. Okay. Elijah Mitchell. He didn't do anything in the preseason. I didn't think he'd make the team. He made the team, but then he's inactive. And so if they don't think he can be an upgrade over what we're seeing out there, then what's he doing on the team? I guess for insurance. But I don't know. You've heard the phrase, smoke him if you got him. Let's take a look. Let's see. They signed him for a reason, but then again, I didn't think he'd make the team, so I don't know. And he's been inactive. And so now, and I don't think like it was as glaring of a need as the Royals need to but it was a pretty, am I wrong there, Jake? It was like, this is a smart franchise, a smart front office, and I felt like there was a clear need to upgrade the running back room, and they just didn't. And right now, because of the injuries at wide receiver and the suspension of Rashee Rice, they need at a time then they need to rely on a better running back.
Yeah, and there were free agents
biting them in the
out there.
ass.
They just picked the wrong one.
Right.
Like you look at they paid Elijah Mitchell the exact same amount of money that the Texans paid Nick Chubb, and Nick Chubb's not lighting the world on fire, but he's averaging over 4 yards a carry, has a touchdown, and 60 yards in one game, 40 in the other. But
he's only saying that because his nickname at Western Illinois was Jake Chubb.
Yeah.
They call him, hey, Jake Chubb, come here.
Yeah, Javonte Williams was a free agent. They only paid him $500,000 more down in Dallas, and he's had a really nice first couple weeks. There were guys, they just picked the wrong guy. But also, like Elijah Mitchell, they're can't stay healthy. There's no.
But he's also not active, so they must not think much of him.
Right. So they picked the wrong guy, and they didn't spend an early enough draft, in my opinion.
They didn't invest enough in him.
Yeah.
They didn't. They overlooked that.
Yeah, I mean,
and
there are guys out there.
And there were guys in the draft, and I'm not talking about spending a first-round pick.
No, Ty Johnson was a free agent.
Okay.
Buffalo re-signed him.
And so
J.K. Dobbins.
And here's stop. But my point
Why do you want to
is,
aggravate him? I know.
And now I feel like
facts.
Here we are, and Rashee Rice is suspended, which we knew that was going to happen. But then Xavier Worthy gets hurt. Jalen Royals,
we haven't seen him yet, really.
That's where they could have taken a running back in the fourth. They took him, and hopefully he justifies the pick, but he hasn't been available. And so right now, when they need him, they're thin at receiver, and so they could really utilize a more dynamic back right now, but they don't have one.
Well, you got Patrick leading the team in rushing yards.
Their best running back is Patrick Mahomes, and that's an issue.
That's not good.
Nope.
That is not good.
So now, once again, I've seen the team that I follow have a clear need, and we all just, of course they're going to upgrade that, and then they didn't, and then here we are in the season like,
do you think the Royals are going to do something this year?
They didn't upgrade. Well, I thought, no, don't give me, but right, Jake, it's not exactly the same, but it's like both teams had a clear need, and we talked about it, and me, dummy me, talked about it more as an assumption, like, of course the Royals are going to address replacing Renfroe and Melendez. Of course, the Chiefs have seen what we see. They need to upgrade the running back room, and neither team really addressed either of those needs, and it's like, so now we get to the season, and that's still a problem. Huh? Who could have seen that coming?
We can calm you down by let's just start. Let's just talk about Missouri football.
Bo Prabula.
There you go.
That's a transfer portal. That's a $1.5 million well spent.
There you go. See how happy you turned? All of a sudden,
now,
you're happy.
Lose to South Carolina. Watch how pissed off I get. I don't like the Gamecocks. I don't like that coach. He's a smart mouth.
Little bit.
Shane Beamer. Mm-hmm. I don't think Shane Beamer and Eli Drinkwitz like each other very much.
I like Shane Beamer.
I like Eli Drinkwitz. I like Coach Elia Drinkwitz.
You really want him to break? You're not going to get him to break if you keep bringing this up.
It doesn't really matter,
Okay, it doesn't
I
matter.
almost called you because I was watching the coach's show last night with Drinkwitz.
Yeah.
And Mike Kelly did this beautiful lead in today because one of their charities is the Food Bank of Missouri, and Larry Smith started that. And one of it started, they were going to have the lady from the food bank on. Just Drinkwitz, man. And so Mike Kelly's like, this has been like a tradition now. All the coaches, Larry Smith, have continued to support this charity. And, why did you, when you took over the job 6 years ago, continue to do this and think this was important to continue this tradition? And Drinkwitz goes, well, I kind of really didn't have a choice. Like Mike Kelly, and then Drinkwitz laughs. Oh, hey, you want to do things that are traditions or whatever. It was just kind of funny because I like that.
I don't have an internet.
I like that sense of humor. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Mike Kelly was looking for this.
And some people don't get that.
Right.
sense
He
of humor,
was looking for this real thoughtful end. He goes, well, I kind of forced it. I kind of didn't have a
Can't really
choice.
end that tradition.
I just laughed out loud.
What kind of guy would I look like if
said,
I ended that tradition?
This is the kind of smart ass that I throw my support behind. We'll take a break. Back after this on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Stephen St. John here. And Jake, I don't know if you knew this. Did you know there was some hail around town last night? I promise you there was, because my friends from WeatherTech Renovations let me know. That's right. And they're like, hell no. Hail to the no. Hail no. And look, if anyone thinks that hail hit their home or business, you need to call WeatherTech Renovations and have someone come out to do an inspection. Because are you going to get up there? Jake, are you going to get up there?
Hell no.
Right. Hell no. If I got up there, you would be visiting me in the hospital because I would fall. And I hope people don't want that. So that's why when there's hail in my part of town, I call my friends at WeatherTech Renovations. And you should too. Because Brian Donegan and his team are ready to help you. And they will make sure that everything is cool, because you don't want to wait, because a small leak or something like that could turn into a big problem quick if it's not addressed. So if you think that maybe you got some hail, did you have any out here? Are you good?
We're good.
I'll send WeatherTech Renovations over to your house right now.
Come check it out.
All right? I'll send Mike. Mike will go up there and check things out. He was up on top of Nate Bucatey's roof. Can you believe that?
Hell of a place to be.
I know, right? I'll make you go to Nate's roof. WeatherTech Renovations, 816-988-8957 or online at WTRenovations.com. Listen, I'm telling you again, if you think you have some hail damage, if hail hit your house could have a leak, missing shingles, storm damage, whatever. You need to act fast. WeatherTech Renovations, Brian Donegan, rapid response team, best in the business. You can trust them. I love them. They're my friends. They'll help you. WeatherTech Renovations, 816-988-8957 or online at WTRenovations.com. Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. All right, I asked Jamie Bloom this question yesterday. I'm going to ask you the same thing. Because, again, we've arrived at the point where it's towards the end of the season, and we realize it's very clear that the Royals need an upgrade offensively.
Yeah.
And it's got to come at the corner outfield spot.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine Kaggs is going to get first crack at one of the spots, right?
Right.
He's
right.
going to be in the outfield.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you think.
No.
Okay.
No.
So let's.
I'm hoping that we can get that translation from AAA to the big leagues.
You know.
It's going to happen. He will hit. It's just a matter of when he figures out he's. I don't care if he strikes out a bunch, and I'm not a strikeout guy, but he should be able to hit 30 home runs and drive in 100 runs.
And I guess the other place is because I mean I don't know, they still have India, but they can get more out of second base. I don't know if Michael Massey's the answer.
No.
I mean, you could go out and get an upgrade at second base.
No, he was hurt this year,
right.
But still, I mean, it's not.
Or upgrade at third base and move Garcia to second base. I don't know if you want to jack around with that, but you got to be creative. You got to add offense.
Hey.
Got to add offense.
I think Michael could play second base fine.
Center field. I know Kyle Isbell is a dirtbag, which is an affectionate term for a baseball player.
I
tremendous defensively, but.
I know, but which is fine if you just get the guys in the corners that can do some damage.
Upgrade offensively.
Yeah.
So what you have is you still got some catching prospects. I'm not interested in trading Carter Jensen, and maybe I'm wrong there, but I don't want to.
No, he actually does a pretty good job behind the plate too. I was watching him last night, and not bad.
You know, I feel like
he's going to get better too,
and have him, learn under Salvi. The baton can be passed.
Right.
There's this succession plan.
Mm-hmm.
You play the theme to Succession right there.
Mm-hmm.
So they have starting pitchers.
Yep.
So like the candidates for the rotation next year, you got Cole Reagans,
mm-hmm.
you got Seth Lugo,
Waka,
you got Michael Waka, you got, at some point Chris Bubich,
mm-hmm.
right? Noah Cameron,
mm-hmm.
he's in it.
Yeah.
Bergert. You got the Stephen Koleks look pretty damn good too.
Yeah, but the first 5 you named are my starters.
But you have 7 guys who.
Yeah.
My point is, you can't have a 7-man rotation or a 6-man rotation, and I don't know when Bubich is going to be ready, but you have something there you could trade from, a pool you could trade from.
Oh yeah.
Because the offense isn't good enough for you to be sitting around with all those starting pitchers. That's what you have that you could trade. Unless you're dipping into the farm system, I don't know how aggressively they want to do that. And so what starting pitcher would you dangle out there in hopes of trying to upgrade your offense?
Well, I thought they were going to trade Lugo at the trade deadline. So I don't know. Waka's going nowhere, I don't think. He likes it here a lot.
I'm not trading Noah Cameron.
No, heck no. I like Cameron. He threw good again last time. I mean, no. I don't know. Maybe some bullpen pieces. I mean,
Cole Reagans.
High value. Yeah, possibly.
Jake said Bubich when he gets healthy, but
who knows when he's going to be
trading low.
Who knows when he's going to get back? That's why it's important for Reagans to throw tonight with no problems, too. I mean, I'm glad.
Showcase him to show he's healthy?
Well, yeah, you got to find out if he's healthy when you leave for the end of the year, for next year.
I'm just throwing things out there.
I don't know. I have no idea. We have some bullpen pieces that people might be interested, but that's not going to get you high value, I don't think. Not in the offseason.
Still out there too.
What did you say? What did you just say?
Alec
Marsh.
Hey,
I don't know. I'm just saying they got a lot of pitchers.
Yeah. Yes.
And what did Dayton say?
Currency of baseball is pitching.
Yep. There's your currency. We just got to figure out who and when and where. We have to have a trade partner.
They'll find one. They can find one.
I'm pretty sure they can.
There's always a team that needs pitching.
You think?
All right.
Most of them.
And if they don't, then I'll be bitching.
Uh-huh.
How about that?
I don't know. I'd have to be in the war room to figure that one out.
What if I can get you in there?
You ain't getting me in there.
I could.
No.
I could ask.
An old war horse. Get him in there.
Are you the old war horse?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I am an old war horse.
I got a story about that, but I absolutely can't tell on the air. My friend Anthony knows what I'm talking about. Anthony, I'll call you after the show.
Yeah.
Back after this on WHP. I'm going to file a work harassment claim against Jake. Stephen St. John here for Custom Lawn and Landscape. And you know what? You may not realize this, but you could do more in the fall to help your lawn more than any other time of year. And that's why Custom Lawn, they're my go-to guys. Late summer and early fall is the best time to seed your lawn. And there's a lot of confusion over whether you should power rake, verticut, aerate, seed. I don't understand many of those words. And that's why I contact Custom Lawn and Landscape. And they are taking care of my lawn, all right? They know whether I need to fertilize when I seed or not. They know exactly what to do. Their lawn renovation package includes 3 follow-up visits throughout the fall to make sure that my investment and make sure if you go with them, your investment is working the way it should. Make the call today to Custom Lawn and Landscape. Let Custom Lawn take all the guesswork out of your fall lawn renovation work. You can check them out online at customlawn.com. Customlawn.com. All right? And you can give them a call at 913-782-8315. 913-782-8315. And when you talk to my friends at Custom Lawn and Landscape, tell them SSJ sent you.